Hey, this is Jeff. One thing that Jason and I have worked really hard on is coming up with different creative projects for kids for them to personalize their learning. However, one thing that we haven't talked about are the steps to improve the quality of any project. So this video will walk you through what you can do as a teacher ahead of time, while the kids are working on the project, and after the kids have created their rough drafts in order to raise their level of success. As I see it, there are 4 issues that I always had when I had students do presentations. One is that the teacher is usually the consumer of the work, so how do we change that paradigm and make it more public? Second, how can we create a scenario where students want to have their work in public? Third, how can we get kids quick and helpful feedback on their work? And 4, how do we allow for improvement in student work based on that feedback? When asking kids to create, let's make sure we allow them to be successful and put them in the driver's seat of their education. Prior to begin working on the project, there's 3 things that you want to think about to ensure success. 1, make sure that the kids understand what your learning objectives and your expectations are for the project. So what needs to be covered in detail in the project? What are the content area things that the kids need to show mastery of? Second, consider giving them a model. You can either give them a model to look at, or if you're afraid that that will stifle their creativity and they'll just copy yours, consider giving them a rubric so that they can design their own. And third, give them suggested methods of completion with basic instructions. So, do the students understand what the software limits are? Can they use anything they want to, or do they have just a couple of choices? And have you provided easy to follow instructions? Now, don't feel like you have to invent the wheel and create those instructions yourself. A YouTube tutorial link would be perfect for that most of the time. While the kids are working on the project, think about 3 things. First, have a progress checklist. That will allow the students to stay on task and creates a framework for success for them. That way they can check to see what they have against a list of expectations. Secondly, provide links for software tutorials for students to find answers to questions without needing to rely on you, the instructor. That way the students can be self-driven, and train them that they go to that tutorial first before they come to you. And third, create a learning environment in your classroom. As a first option, allow the kids to consult with each other rather than with you. A student who can teach the content or knows how to use the software truly knows and thinks deeply about how to convey that material. As students move to the editing phase, there's 3 things to keep in mind. First of all, attempt to try to keep the stakes low. Before presenting to the whole class, have the students work in pairs or triads to practice presenting and to get feedback on how to improve their product and their presentation. Secondly, allow for editing so that the students can feel more confident in their product. And third, create a desire to present. Consider having groups of 3 look over the 3 student projects and select the best one of the 3. That will give the student with the best presentation confidence that they're on the right track. In addition, only 1/3 of the class is presenting that way, saving time. Exemplars will spur ideas in other students. Finally, 3 tips for presentations. First of all, the student should run their presentation and explain as necessary. Students can embed audio if they don't want to speak in public, and they can also consider the use of AirPlay to the teacher's laptop and then up to the big screen if they don't want to be in front of the crowd. To create an active audience, consider having the students use a feedback form for presenters to generate active listeners and more feedback for the presenters. You can do this in a number of ways, but a Google form linked to a QR code is perfect. If you're not sure how to do that, contact Jeff and Jason. And lastly, focus on the work and not the student. Consider anonymous projects and/or guest presenters. To do that, have the students remove their names from their presentations and have other students present their projects to mask the original creator of the project if they're shy. Focus on the work and not the student. We all want Jamestown Public School graduates to be able to cooperate and collaborate. We want them to be confident, and we want them to be creative problem solvers. Working on presentations with these ideas will certainly put them on the right track. Good luck, and if you need any help, reach out to Jason and Jeff. We'd love to help you.